Welcome back to the channel. I'm Coach Shady. I've got special guest, PBA National Champion Michael Machuga. Michael, there's two targets, and the main one being down lane. And whether you hook the ball a lot or you throw straighter, slow, fast, regardless type of player, that secondary, that target down lane is so important. Explain in your words what you utilize it for.
Yeah, what we're always looking for is where the ball's exiting the pattern. So everybody, regardless of style, is going to be exiting that pattern in general the same area. While we target up front, closer to the foul line, I prefer the arrows, some people prefer the dots, but the end goal is to get it to the end of the pattern in the right spot.
Really well said. This game's a game of precision. Coming up next, we're going to talk about that down lane target. So, Michael, we talked about targeting, how important it is, but as you know, most bowlers really only focus on this initial target by the 15-foot marker, which is the arrows. I do it, but I also have a down lane marker, and we got to hit them both. Explain why you just don't want one target. Explain how important not only this is, but that.
Sure, and like you said, so many players are saying, I'm playing the second arrow. Well, we can play the second arrow from a lot of different angles, and this stick is going to easily show that just a little bit of movement can make a big difference. That ball's going to end up in the gutter, and vice versa, we go the other way, and that one's in the left gutter. So it's more important to focus on that line and going to the break point, visually envisioning that line all throughout the lane.
Really well said. You can see, Michael, as you mentioned, you can hit the same target up front around the 15-foot marker and get all kinds of different results at the back of the lane. So now we're going to take a look at the secondary target at the break point and why that's most important. So we're talking about the target down lane, how important it is. We just addressed, Michael, how important it is to hit something up front, but this being the most important. Again, tell our viewers why you got to have two targets and this being most important.
Yeah, this is the area that the ball's exiting the oil pattern. There's no oil down here. The better players, when they're lining up, they're looking for an area that there's oil to their left and dry to their right. Gives them margin for error. This is always going to be at that distance that is towards the end of the oil pattern. This is where we want to focus on. Maybe not, it might not be your focus on your target, but visually, this is where we're trying to get it down lane.
That's perfect, and you can see when we take the middle of the target, you almost got a window down lane, and once you kind of, as you mentioned earlier, drawing that line from the earlier, or the target up front to the back of the lane, now you've got consistency, precision, accuracy, so you're rewarded at the back of the lane.
Yeah, and when we go back to the foul line, I'm going to demonstrate how I can get to this same window from two completely different areas at the approach and at the arrows. So the focus is still getting it to this spot.
Let's take a look at that now. Hey, before we see Michael make a shot, I want to kind of have Mike explain what he's seeing before he's making that shot.
We're gonna do it two different ways. I'm gonna do it one playing straight, which you can see by the blue stick, which is going to extend to that same window that we talked about, right in that yellow cone area is the breakpoint window. I'm going to attack that from the second arrow or just right of it, and then I'm going to move left and kind of envision that ball motion to the same window from about the fourth arrow. So I'm always going to try to, one, draw those lines, envision that ball motion, and then focus on my target at the arrows.
Perfect. So pay attention to the differences in the front part of the lane, but the similarities in the back part of the lane. Michael, we just went through the entire lesson, if you will, on that down lane target, and you used a strategy how you see it before it happens, and then we actually had the window down lane. And explain again how important that down lane target is to every type of player.
Yeah, regardless of style. Whether you're playing straight up the boards, as we like to say, or if you're circling it with the two-handers, the main goal is to get it to that break point consistently and in the place where the environment is telling you to play.
So as you go forward, pay attention to what that down lane target is for the players around you who are bowling well. See what it is, go try to get your ball into that window or that down lane target, and you'll add pins to your score.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching our video today. Hopefully you learned something you can apply to your game. Do us a favor, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Also, if you'd like to get backstage access to our coaches, you can join our online community at backstagebowling.com. Use the coupon code SAVE20 to save $20 off an annual subscription. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.